Hello everyone, it's Leo, and it's time to talk about episode 42 from Hirogaru's PreCure, a Sora episode that I feel like brought her closer to other leaders of PreCure for a couple of reasons in which we will talk about today. In this episode, Shalala visited Earth for the first, is it the first time? It's the first time, right? And for us to understand this episode, we have to remember certain things. The first one is that one of Sora's mottos, one of the words that Sora lives by, was told by Shalala to her, and she even wrote in her hero notebook. One of them is never falter, hero girl, and she even repeated it in this episode. But the other one is become your own hero with your friends. This is something that Sora lives by, and she's always around her friends. She's always around the Hirogaru Sky team, and she's always growing and becoming stronger with them. I feel like the role of a hero like Sora is to protect other people, is to help the weaker, is to be strong enough to be able to protect the peace and all things like that. But after last week's episode, episode 41, she was confronted with a different thing. What if the person who is hurting or who is trying to hurt other people also has their own motives? When she was confronting Skeerhead, she learned that Skeerhead is doing what he is doing because the person they love has told them to. So this is the reason why the people from Underg Empire are using Underg energy and trying to capture L, trying to win against the Cures. And it's the first time that Sora had to be confronted with a philosophy coming from the other side. So far, she just had to fight and protect. Right now, it's also a battle of philosophy, and that made her think. This will create a little drama in the episode, but before that, let's talk about Kira Kira energy. The Kira Kira energy is the purified energy of the Lenborgs or the Kyoborgs. It gets out after they are defeated. And Tsubasa is studying them because they want to create a barrier on Skyland. Tsubasa learned that it's possible to create a barrier around Skyland, and this barrier will make it impossible for dangerous people to enter the place. So Skyland will be safe. There will be no more reason to fight or to worry about things. And he also said that it's possible for other people, apart from the PreCures, to use Kira Kira energy to possibly purify a Kyoborg. And so the Azure Guards can do this. But he is still studying. He hasn't concluded his studies. And Captain Chalala needs the studies to take them back to Skyland. That's the orders of the king. Since he hasn't finished, they will go on a walk while Tsubasa finishes studying. And it was very funny. It was very nice seeing Shalala wearing something else, a different costume. She was super fashionable and she was wearing Ageha's costume. That's very nice. And it was very nice seeing her go through somehow what Sora went through at the start of Hirogaru Sky as well. She didn't react as big as Sora did, but still it was a lot of fun. And then she ended up with a special training costume, and that was amazing for her. That must be way more comfortable than her own battle attire for sure. And she obviously noticed that something was wrong with Sora, and so she called Sora to train with her, and they started training. And one of the things that I feel like was very nice in this episode was like the visual, the animation. Everything was super cool when it came to the other characters. Everyone was very expressive in this episode, and I loved it. When Sora was talking to Shalala, we saw Ageha, Mashiro, and Tsubasa, and even L watching the scene, and it was so funny. There were so many funny moments, but you know, I feel like that dialogue was the most important thing. When Sora shared why she was feeling confused, she shared that she doesn't know what to do with the information that she received from Skeerhead. Now that he also has a reason for fighting, she can't find the power in her to fight against him. She can't seem to find that drive inside of her to be the hero against someone who also has their own reason to fight. And Shalala basically told her the same thing. You know, be your own hero with your friends. And now Sora wants to find the answer inside of her. And this also happened in like the biggest moment of Hirogaru Sky so far, which was when Shalala was captured. And now Sora also wants to do the same thing. She wants to do things by herself. She doesn't want to talk to anyone. She wants to find the answer by herself. And then we have Tsubasa reacting to that again, because that is something that happened in episodes 22 and 23. And now he is reacting again. Why do you want to do that by yourself? Why do you want to be the hero all alone? Why don't you want to talk to us? We're friends. We're supposed to talk. We're supposed to help you. But now it's a different thing. Now Sora needs to find the answer inside of her, because this is something that she has to find. It's part of her own journey as a hero. She is the one who wants to be the hero. The other characters from Hirogaru Sky, while they are Sora's friends and she trusts them, they all have their own drive. They all have their own paths in life. And so she needs to find inside of her the reason why she wants to keep on fighting. And that is why I feel like this episode was really incredible, because it was able to show that Sora has it in her. She just has to find the right way of doing it. And I just loved how Ageha got Tsubasa and was like, hey, you're studying by yourself too. You know that this is something that she has to go through by herself. Just like you are going through your own path by yourself, because that is something only you can do. This is something only Sora can do. Let's respect her. Let's give her her moment. And that was lovely. I loved that. But you know, Tsubasa was also very important in this episode because of the confrontation with Skeerhead. And dialogue is something very important for Tsubasa. And it's interesting that Ageha is always kind of like always behind those moments. In the last Tsubasa episode, Tsubasa did not want to dialogue with L what he was doing and how he was feeling. And Ageha was the one to explain to him what L was feeling towards him. And now Ageha is again here explaining and putting into words something that for him might be a little hard to understand. I like that because it just goes to show that Ageha is the oldest. She is the most experienced one, so she can understand those nuances better. Love that. Absolutely. And then we get to the fighting scene. So the girls they all go on a walk and they go to Pretty Holic, which is a missed opportunity. I feel like they should have taken Shalala in Pretty Holic, but still, what matters is that when they were in the city, Skeerhead appeared. And Skeerhead said something very weird. He said that they are researching Kira Kira energy. How does he know about that? Is that just a convenience of the plot? Or is there a reason for him to know? Is someone playing two sides here? Is someone feeding him information? Is that someone from Skyland? Is that Captain Shala? Is that someone else? What is going on? That little thing that he said made me wonder. I really hope it's just not a convenience of the plot. But still, we have the fighting scene and a Kyoborg is born and then they start fighting. Sora is having a hard time. Kiriskai is having a hard time. And Cure Wing finally was able to pick on the situation. And he was like, okay, it's my turn to help her. And he suggested she talk to Skeerhead because that is where her doubts are coming from. And that is the best thing that she could do, confront him on his ideas. And that's what he did. He told her that, she decided to do it. He called everyone to help Sora or Kuriskai to be able to get to Skeerhead. And it was really amazing. You know, we didn't have like a wow moment in this fighting scene, but it was very cool. There were so many little cool moments here and there. I really loved it. I really loved the group effort to give Sora the opportunity. Amazing, amazing. And when Sora got there, she was able to dialogue with Skeerhead. I think that being confronted with a new philosophy or seeing and understanding that a villain also has his or hers or their own motive to do what they're doing. It's really something incredible to me because this is something that we have to deal with in life. The most horrible people that we know also have a reason to do what they're doing or to act what they're doing. They also think they are in the right, you know, and sometimes we have to confront that. And Sora was able to do that in this episode, and she wanted to find a way so that they did not have to fight. And I feel like this conciliation that Sora wants to do will still happen. We have the idea of the Kira Kira energy being able to protect Skyland, but I feel like Sora's philosophy in dialoguing and talking and finding a common ground might also come into play and be the final goal of Hirogaru Sky. Find a way of Underg Empire and Skyland live in peace. We still don't know the reason why they're fighting. We still don't know the reasons behind Empress Underg's actions. We have no idea what's going on. But we do know that Sora wants to do something about it in terms of, okay, I know they're working towards something and there's a reason for what they're doing. So I want to, you know, conciliate that. So I feel like her conciliation personality will come into play, and that's where I think that this episode brought her closer to what we expect from a PreCure lead. She wasn't that different already, obviously, but I feel like this episode brought her even closer to the PreCure philosophy, to something that we see usually in PreCure, and I really like that. And Skeerhead did not want to talk to her. He didn't want to dialogue. There was no reason for him. Skeerhead is a very objective person. I love Kaisering, I love Empress Underg, so I'm doing what I have to do because of her, so I'm just going to follow her orders. I'm going to be very specific about what I have to do, and that's what he did. He did not waste any time. He doesn't want to waste any time. So he wanted to destroy the city because of Kira Sky and show her that the way she was doing things was wrong. There is no reason in trying to debate something. You know, I'm here to do my thing. So I'm going to destroy my city. You're going to be the one to blame. I'm going to destroy your city and you're going to be the one to blame. You're going to carry that weight, that burden on your shoulders. And Kira Sky was strong enough to protect Sorashido, because she is strong and her hero resolve is powerful. Powerful enough that she could easily go through the dark energy and dissipate it. That reminded me a lot of when Kira Majesty was born. When she appeared for the first time, she was able to negate the dark energy from Skeerhead, and now Kira Sky was able to do the same thing. Kira Sky is very, very powerful, and when her resolve gets stronger, her power gets stronger. That's a very PreCure thing as well, isn't it? I love it. And so Skeerhead left, and the girls ended up debating the fact or why and what's going on with Underg. And I like that because we barely see the cures, like when there's civilians talking about the villains, talking about what's going on with them. And that is something I miss. You know, I really wish we had more of that in PreCure. And I just loved that final scene. So really, really incredible episode. And I loved it. Sora was really, really amazing. My hero corner of today's episode would have to be Kira Sky going through the big ball of dark energy and Skeerhead being all impressed over her power, over her ability, over her resolve of being a hero. I am a hero and I want to talk to you. I'm a hero and I have something to say. Are you Jasmine Masters, Kira Sky? Anyways, this was my view on episode 42. Next week, girl, I don't even know what to say. Batamonda is coming back. He's probably going to be used against Mashiro. And Mashiro will discover that Monda is actually Batamonda. Wow. Wow. I can't wait. Anyways, babies, this is it for now. I want to take this little time to thank the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you are a member, thank you very much for your support. And if you've watched up to now, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.